Factors influencing verbal learning. Learning is a process which occurs from womb to tomb and it is throughout the life. So it is a permanent change in behavior by knowing the required information. Verbal learning is also called as rote memorization. The verbal learning is the best at kindergarten education level. Verbal learning plays a critical role as a testing method also. It's the process of giving instructions and testing too. When a child responds to verbal cues thoroughly, then the best method of learning for him is verbal form of learning. Verbal learning includes linguistic skills, communication skills, devices, signs, pictures, words, figures, sounds, etc. and other vocabulary words of the communication. Example, verbal learning. It includes learning the content or information by using the words, such as linguistic skills in the form of speech or writing, such as reading, writing, listening, speaking, etc. Better way we can say learning of games or learning rhymes, recitation of rhymes, okay, through the repetition method. Commonly we have two types of verbal learning, that is a serial learning and paired associate learning. Coming to serial learning, recall method, it's also called recall method, where we will be giving a list of words to the subject and we will ask them to repeat all the words after some time. So this is one type of verbal learning. So each word in the list acts as a stimulus to the word that follows. So one by one. So there will be continuity from one word to other word. That is the meaning of serial learning. Coming to paired associate learning, here the words learned in stimulus response pair. So there will be one stimulating word or stimulus word, then will be next response word, both together on one pair. So when the stimulus word of a pair is presented, the response word has to be recalled. This is the meaning of paired associative learning. Then coming to the factors which will affect the verbal learning are, so we can say factors or determinants of the verbal learning, which is very important to learn. Understanding the meaningfulness of the content. So if you understand and study, then the impact of learning will be greater. Without understanding the concept and the main things in the content, it is useless. Whole versus part method. So sometimes we will be learning the whole content as a single part, like means formulas, theories, like story and everything will be like a single unit. And some we will be dividing into parts, means when it is too lengthy topic means, so we will be dividing in the parts, history and these all things one part, and the causes, okay, the features are the one part and treatment other part. So dividing into various parts and again combining all these three aspects and studying as a whole unit. So this is called whole and part method of learning. Masked versus spaced method. Masked means learning continuously, means if we sit in the morning, again we will be just taking a break in the evening or lunch time only. So studying continuous is called masked method. Spaced method means in between giving plenty of breaks, means half an hour studying, again 10 minutes break, again 1 hour studying, 10 minutes break. That is the meaning of spaced method. All these methods depend upon the subject's interest and capabilities on plannings. Okay, it doesn't work same for all the learners. So it depends upon their personality and their capabilities, their planning. Active recitation and repetition. For example, rhymes. Okay, the child, how the child learns these rhymes or tables. So repeated practicing, repeated saying, orally saying. Okay, knowingly or unknowingly. If you play that CD of rhymes, the child will be learning just repeating the words. Like that, they will be learning the rhymes. Recency and primacy effects. So it is said that the words which we are seen first or remembered first. Best example, the first impression is the best impression. So the initial lines, introduction, aim, these parts will be always catchy. So the main content of that lesson or the content is seen in the first few lines itself. Coming to the recency, it is nothing but recently seen material is remembered well. Example, what we can say, summary. So last there will be summary. Means within 5 to 6 lines, the whole content, okay, in nutshell we can say, in brief we can say, the whole content is kept in the form of summary. So that is primacy effect means introduction part should be always highlighted, and recency part means at the end part, so that the learning will be good and compared to the intermediate or in between aspects. Okay. Then similarities and contextual aspects. Similarities means like things, means or contextual we can say. Now we are learning about psychology, means the psychology related content or journals, information, news or any facts that will be catchy, or our focus will be more to on that aspects because we are learning and it is our need at the right moment. So like that, the same things, okay, similar things can be learned easily than the different things. Motivations and need or necessity of the inventions. Coming to the motivation, one should have zeal, okay, enthusiasm and goals. When we have these goals, the learning is very great, and without much efforts we can learn plenty of things, and we will be confident of the content that we learn. This is also one thing we can say, that is that is only necessity is mother of invention. So when we feel that it is required for us, okay, at the moment we need more content related to psychology, so that is our necessity to get the marks, higher marks in the examination. So the learning capabilities or aims or the time we spend is also will be increased. Then coming to the imagery and concreteness. So what is meaning of imagery and concrete words? First, image arousing capacity of verbal material is important. So concrete words means which generates the images or cues or some picture about that content or information. Abstract words means they cannot generate the images. So concrete words and abstract words. Then where we have to focus now, we need to focus on concrete words by which we can have some image of that word, and the learning will be very thorough and with understanding, and when we see that picture itself, we will be having the getting the ideas related to that content or that subject. So focus on concrete words than the abstract words. That is called imagery and concreteness of the verbal learning. Then other factors can be age, stress, then surroundings, sleep patterns, family structure or education level of the family members, environmental factors. When the environment is very cool, calm and pleasant, early morning, it's okay, outskirts, not in the city, center of the city, then the learning will be effective. Stress also affects the learning at a greater extent. Always it affects negatively. And so that the memorization and the verbal learning will be decreased if the stress levels are more. A blank slate can be, that is called blank slate means tabula rasa. It is always empty slate where we can write. So mind is like empty slate where we can write plenty of things, provided it is free from all the barriers or the negative factors. Then physical and environmental health, safety and sense of belongingness of the subject, and commitment, support from the family and even self and from the teachers, meeting academic challenges, and finally social and environmental competence of both the students, parents and teachers. So there should be good coordination between the learners, parents and even the faculty, so that the learning will be always effective. Thank you.